Imagine a city where your rent is exactly $0. The supermarkets, free. The public transit, free. High-speed internet, electricity, water, gym memberships, even 3-course meals at local restaurants. All completely free of charge. No credit cards, no cash, no taxes. It sounds like a socialist utopia, a multi-billion-dollar paradise designed to eliminate the stress of modern survival. But if you pack your bags and move here today, you will quickly realize why this place is considered one of the most terrifying experiments on Earth. Because in a city where everything costs nothing, the real price is something money can't buy. Welcome to the $0 city. And this is why no one wants to live here. To understand how a $0 city even exists, we have to look at the billionaires who built it and construction crews building a massive mega project in a remote location. 10 years ago, a consortium of tech conglomerates and venture capitalists asked a radical question. What happens to human productivity if you completely eliminate the cost of living? They invested over $40 billion to build a fully automated, hyper-connected smart city. The pitch to the public was simple. Give us your mind and we will take care of your body. They built housing for 100,000 citizens. On opening day, over 1 million people applied to live here. And for the first 6 months, it worked flawlessly. People quit their dead-end jobs, artists painted, and highly skilled programmers coded their next big ideas. Scientists researched, all without the crushing weight of a monthly rent check. It was hailed as the future of human civilization. But then the data started coming in, and the dream began to curdle. You see, economics dictates a fundamental law of the universe. Nothing is ever truly free. If you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. To maintain a $0 lifestyle, citizens had to sign a 400-page waiver. By living in the city, you surrendered 100% of your data privacy. Every single move was tracked. Every calorie consumed was logged by smart refrigerators. Your sleep cycle was monitored by sensors in the mattress. Even your conversations in your own living room were analyzed by AI to determine your happiness index. At first you don't mind, you think, hey, free steak dinners, who cares if a computer knows I like it rare? But after a month, it gets psychological. You realize you can't sigh too loudly, or the house AI asks if you need an antidepressant. You can't stay up late, or your smart door locks you in for a healthy sleep recovery routine. You lose your humanity. But privacy wasn't the breaking point. The real horror started when the city's algorithm began enforcing efficiency. Because the corporations funded everything, they expected a return on investment. Not in cash, but in intellectual property. If you lived in the $0 city, any idea you had, any code you wrote, any art you created belonged entirely to the city's parent company. The pressure was psychological warfare. Citizens were living in a hyper-luxurious gold-plated hamster wheel. If you lived in the $0 city, any idea you had, any code you wrote, any art you created belonged entirely to the city's parent company. If your productivity score dipped below a certain threshold for 3 consecutive weeks, your free status was revoked. But you couldn't just pay rent to stay, you were violently evicted. The pressure was psychological warfare. Citizens were living in a hyper-luxurious gold-plated hamster wheel. Without the simple human act of working for your own food, choosing your own chaos, and having a space hidden from the world, the human psyche began to fracture. In year 2, the suicides began. By year 3, people were fleeing. They left behind the luxury apartments, the cars, the food. They fled back to regular broken cities. Why? Because they preferred the struggle of freedom over the luxury of a cage. Back to paying 50% of their income on rent, back to traffic jams and taxes. Today, the $0 city stands completely abandoned, a multi-billion-dollar monument to corporate hubris. The street sweepers still clean empty asphalt. The robotic kitchens still prepare meals that no one will ever eat. The power grid hums, keeping the lights on for a population of ghosts. It proves a profound truth about human nature. We need struggle, we need privacy, and more than anything, we need to feel like we own our lives. When you strip away the cost of living, you accidentally strip away the reason for living. A life where everything is handed to you might just cost you everything you are.